Roxanne Nelson Dafeamekpor a majority chief whip in parliament. Now, what nano ato a legal vacation attaching a Godfred Dame anyone a waka a protester say a nyadia omokakopium our court. I defended a homo client. A sign say court is on a vacation. Now, yenti a choir. Roxanne Nelson Dafeamekpor expose attaching with a warrant given to one lawyer to sit on these particular cases omo say enyadia omokwakopie ewo court. I defend omo lawyers. A higher PENDREAM TV, subscribe to the channel, bell the notification no. Na share ma afofro ensa enkebi comment section or constructively. Now the wadrentre aba.
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
I'm sure I've heard you, but let me invoke the Bible to commence my submission on this matter. And let me invoke Jeremiah 17:9. Said the heart is deceitful and above all things desperately wicked. Look, this wicked propaganda against the CJ was done by the GBA, the Ghana Bar Association. And I'll demonstrate why. 4 lawyers, Senior Obo, Senior Godfred Dame, Senior Tachia, and Senior Samoku Jeto. 3 of them.
Is it Samoku Jeto or Bath?
Well, the bar mentioned they are firms. So let me straighten that. So 3 law firms supposedly petitioned the Ghana Bar Association, citing facts that are mostly inaccurate as a basis of their petition. Senior Obo, he petitioned directly to the CJ, so 4 petitions in all. If you read Godfred Dame's petition in part, the reason why he says himself and his firm cannot be in court, he says they are going to mark exam scripts. You have taken a client's money and promise that your legal services will be available 24/7, 365 a year. Day and night, as your lawyer, I will serve you. That is why lawyers, we charge on hourly basis. Your client has been served with a hearing notice to appear in court. You are writing a petition to your bar association. You are claiming that you have subscribed to mark exam scripts of the law school for which you are paid fees. When you mark exam scripts, you are paid fees. So you are saying that you are prioritizing one legal service over another. As a basis of that, you cannot appear in court. Can that be a basis for which a lawyer says he can't appear in court? Is it not something you negotiate with the judge? They didn't do that. Atachia says that he needs his vacation. He can't appear in court. And the hearing notice that have been served on him, he says that it amounts to selective justice. Why? Because his cases have been particularly given to the judge to hear in the vacation. And the GBA doesn't interrogate these facts. So based on them, then they send a petition to the CJ dated 10th August. And they are quoting verbatim these issues. Now, like you alluded to, my big sister, if you read the warrants issued to the judges, and let me read one warrant issued to Charity Asem. This is Charity Asem's warrant to sit during the 2026 legal vacation. By virtue of the powers conferred upon me, I hereby authorize you to sit as an additional High Court judge at the Specialized Court 2, Law Court Complex, Accra, during the 2026 legal vacation and conduct hearings. Charity Asem.
This is dated
This is dated 23rd July 2026. Another 23rd July 2026 warrant to Justice Achibonga. It says so it's a look, the warrants are like a court form. What changes are the names of the judges, the dates, and maybe the author, because you may have a different CJ. Otherwise, they are like court forms. And I took some steps to dig around. From 2017 to 2026, let me show you the number of courts that sat in Greater Accra alone. In 2017, 2 high courts sat. Justice Mills Tete sat at General Jurisdiction Court 4, 2017. Justice Akabuafu sat in GJ Court 6. That's Accra alone. In 2018, we had 6 courts that sat. We had Justice Mele Wood.
You don't need to mention.
No. Yeah. It's for the facts. Look.
I mean the numbers and the fact that they sit.
Okay. So in 2018, 6 courts. In 2019, when Godfrey Adami was then Deputy Attorney General, 11 courts sat. 11. Now in 2020, 12 courts sat. 2020, 12 high courts in Accra. In 2021, 11 high courts sat, and the judges' names are all there. In 2022, there were 12. In 2023, there were 13. In 2024, there were 12. In 2025, there were 13. In 2026, there are 12. So there's a certain consistency within the past 10 years as to even the number. Now, in respect of the data regarding vacation courts, at least I was able to procure the data for this year. In this year, apart from the Greater Accra courts, and if you take Tema and adjoining high courts, we have about so many courts sitting. Now, if you take Ashanti region, where's Ashanti? Ashanti should be somewhere here. If you take Ashanti region, you have 9 high courts sitting. It's vacation courts. Western region, 7. Central region, 7. Eastern region, 7. Bron and Ahafu area, 5. Volta, 5. Northern region, 5. Upper East, 1. Something, if you put all this together, it comes to 94 high courts that are sitting in the high country as vacation courts. So wherein lies the issue of abuse of discretion? That to the NPP, and they've singled out only 2 high courts sitting out of this 94 in the entire country. Why? Because they have cases. These lawyers who are also aligned to the NPP have cases before these 2 courts. So everything must be politicized. And the GBA writes to the Chief Justice and claims that the Chief Justice has engaged in selective justice. When the GBA, as a professional association of lawyers, ought to have vetted the issues raised before them by the members before communicating to the Chief Justice. And they threatened the Chief Justice and said all manner of things in their petition to the CJ. Isn't the judiciary supposed to be independent? Can a professional group of lawyers determine how the judiciary should conduct its court and the time? Is it not set in law?
Roxy,
please.
Do they question vacation courts? Do they question that? Do they raise an issue that there shouldn't be vacation courts? Is that the issue? Let me read
GBA's letter to petition, a portion of the petition.
Okay.
It is paragraph. This will be paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Innocent parties in a trial, civil or criminal, ought to not be questioned by a judge to represent themselves at the absence of a lawyer, and it's not considered willful during a legal vacation, no step whatsoever ought to be taken in the matter by the judge apart from adjourning the case to days proposed by counsel. Is this what the GB is telling the judiciary that is done during vacation?
Ask you a direct question.
I will answer. And I'm saying that the GBA cannot be dictating to the judiciary.
Yeah, that point you have made.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
my question is,
yes,
all these lawyers and the GBA,
yes,
have they questioned vacation courts that they are a rarity or they are unlawful or something like that? Have they said so?
They have said so.
They haven't.
They have.
Where? They haven't said so.
They have.
That there should be vacation courts. Have they said there shouldn't be vacation courts?
They said they cannot, they don't want to appear before a vacation court. In effect, don't have a vacation court.
No, they haven't said so. They said, you just read it. You just read it.
Something.
Yes.
Have you read their petitions?
I've read all of them.
Yes. So they are saying.
Let's not misrepresent them.
No, I am not Look, I'm stating the facts.
Okay. Now.
So let's stick to the facts. Yeah. They are saying that, CJ, you have constituted a vacation court.
Good.
And even though you are within the rules, we as the lawyers in matters that are before those vacation courts won't go because we deserve our arrest. One is saying that I have been giving money to come and mark exam scripts, so I won't come. Is that a basis to say that you appear in court? Godfrey Dami has about 4 lawyers in his law firm. But who is the managing partner of Samoku Jeto and Associates? They have 31 lawyers. Atachi has 17 lawyers. How do you write to a CJ that you can't appear in a court because you want to take a vacation? As by way of practice, don't we hold briefs for our seniors even if they travel? So this attempt to paint the Chief Justice bad in this matter.
Can I ask questions?
Yes, please. Okay. Please, by all means, proceed.
So vacation courts are normal, correct?
Yes, they are normal.
They have not questioned that vacation courts are normal, correct? You just actually clarified that a while ago.
Yes.
All the problem they have with is that they don't want to be compelled to attend to the vacation courts. Is that correct?
Okay. Now, there's nothing like compulsion. When you take your client's money, that I will defend you at all times, I will offer my legal services to the best of my ability, you are undertaking.
Okay.
In respect of your availability in terms of time and resources. If you can no longer represent the client because you value your legal vacation, you terminate your legal services with the client, you hand over his brief, he goes to look for a lawyer who can handle him.
Fine.
Now, you don't maintain the client and dictate to the court that even though you have 17 lawyers in your law firm, you can't find even one to continue the hearing in your absence.
Now,
that's the point I'm making.
What is the standard for vacation courts in hearing of cases, as you have known it for the 17 years you have practiced? 16. 16 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the point I'm making is this. Sometimes your matter can travel into the vacation. It happens. So, as a lawyer, what you do is that you negotiate with the judge. So, my lord, you know this matter. We've spent some time during term time. And so, I think that in the vacation, even though we are supposed to continue, can we agree and do maybe two or three hearings and then we adjourn it to October? This is how you negotiate.
Okay.
I suspect strongly that if the Honorable Atachian, my senior, if he had appeared, so my lord, with all due respect, you know the vacations, we take it easy. So let's negotiate and do a couple of hearings. And then from September, we move it to October. I don't think my lord would have disagreed.
Okay, so from what you have said, the standard, as you have known it over your many years of practice, is that...
And I've done serious cases in the vacation.
Okay, that changes the question I'm coming to ask now.
Okay.
Because I just mentioned to Bafo that I've done 2 emergency cases in the vacation. Why were they called emergency cases? Because they are party primaries. And they were held just before the elections.
Election matter.
Yeah, party primaries. So held just before the election.
Time-bound.
Then EC has issued its deadline for the parties to bring their candidates. So, for example, the first one I did, Kwesi Mintim, the judge finished the case on a Friday, gave the judgment on a Friday. Over the weekend, they did the primaries all over again, picked their candidate. By Monday, they submitted a candidate to EC to avoid, not having a representation. The second one in 2024, Wale Wale, that one too, the EC has a deadline. If the case doesn't get adjudicated quickly, if it doesn't get adjudicated quickly, then it means the NPP will lose the opportunity.
Yes, it was time bound.
Do you think that those kinds of cases are what you call the real emergency cases that are done on during vacations, or other cases?
You can do other cases, regular cases.
Oral cases? Oral cases. Are they emergency cases?
Why? Everybody is calling on the government to expeditiously hear the matter. Indeed, me, if I were a lawyer in any of the cases, even the vacation would have been a favorable time for me to expeditiously deal with the trial. Because I'm interested in getting my client off. And so the expeditious hearing shortens the time that I will spend on the matter. So it's a principle that we must all appreciate. Samson, 2011, one of those Ivorian opposition leaders, Blake Guje, he was living in this country. He was arrested to be extradited. The arrest happened early July. The processes and the court issues spilled over into the vacation. And we had to continue.
Were you compelled to do it, or you really wanted to do it?
I wasn't compelled because I've been paid to offer my legal services. Do you write and say that, it's legal term, so I'm not going to appear?
Have you had a situation where it was vacation, and you appeared before a judge and he said, no, I'm sitting in the vacation whether you like it or not?
Samson, you don't do that as a lawyer.
I'm asking you, have you had that encounter?
I've never. By our training at the
This is the encounter they have and they are complaining about.
No, Samson. That wasn't the encounter. They are putting a spin. Look, what Balfour is alluding that the judge said, I have been warranted to sit in the vacation issued by the CJ. So it's only the CJ that can stop me. What does it mean? It means that it's only the CJ that can revoke the warrant. You are here doing all manner of things. So if the CJ revokes the warrant, then we won't sit. So as a result, you went to petition. And in your petition, you will not even state the facts. You misstate the facts. The entire propaganda is from here. The judge is saying, I have been warranted to sit, to hear cases. And so I want to continue with the cases before me, regular cases. So if you want me to stop, get the CJ to revoke the warrant. And you are saying that the judge is saying only CJ can stop me, and CJ to say only the judge can stop him.
The last week when we sat here, I actually expressed an opinion that asking for the warrant to be revoked is not correct. It's not good. Because the judge is supposed to sit in the vacation. If the judge is not supposed to sit on just your cases, then if you say the warrant should be revoked, then it means the judge should not sit and hear other cases. And when they sit in the vacation, they are responsible for other judges' cases who are also gone on vacation. So say that, give me the opportunity not to come, but don't say revoke the warrant, and then it means all the dockets in that court will not be dealt with. But Roxanne, I wanted this small inquiry from you. Do you think that a lawyer has a luxury to choose when they go on break other than the vacation?
Given the nature of how our legal year is structured, you don't. Because when the courts are in session, your cases are essentially, so you have the Christmas break, which is quite short. You have the Easter break, which is also quite short. So it is the legal vacation that we work with. But my principal point, Samson, is that is why we say lawyers should operate from a chamber. That's the requirement. That's why chambers are licensed. You don't operate like a one-man chamber. Because I get the sense that the complaints that they are like a one-man team.
You raise that point with the numbers of lawyers. But again, as a lawyer, you know that there are cases that when you are doing, you definitely don't want anybody else to hold.
Something is bad practice. Because my senior Charles Haibot, the Prehodo who trained me, when some of his most difficult cases, he will take you along. That's why you are announced. It's not for nothing that you are announced with your senior in court. So you follow the matter. It's part of the training. You have to be diligent so that how about if your senior is on his feet and falls?
You always have
that should be the end of the matter. You should be able to take over immediately, bring it to a certain point, and take adjournment. So we must encourage that kind of structure in terms of how we train juniors and lawyers in our chamber. So something we shouldn't encourage this attitude. I call it attitude. This thing should have been negotiated.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That if this matter was not with people who are politically exposed, and
you mean the people before court?
Exactly.
Okay.
And it didn't become a political football.
Yes.
Are you sure you would have supported that and should be compelled to do their cases during the vacation? And that part-head cases should be done.
Since I've been compelled before. I won't use compulsion. My client had been summoned to come appear before a vacation court. And hearing notice had been served on me. So he had to continue.
It was an emergency case?
No, it was a regular matter. But the judge says, you see, the other thing that we haven't averted our mind to is that the judges who sit during vacation, they take their holidays sometime in October until about December.
Yeah.
So when you expect them that they will be available in October, November, when term begins, when the new legal year begins, they are not available.
Yeah, we said that here last.
Yeah, they are not available.
Let me take a quick break or two. My question is, in a minute, should these accused persons be forced to do their own case if their lawyers don't show up on Tuesday? At least the two of them, they are going back on Tuesday, right? 17th. Okay. What do you say?
The great Chachu Chikata was compelled to do his own case in court in the absence of his lawyer.
Well, he is a lawyer.
Yes. So, you see, the point I've been making is that as a client, you have the right to choose your lawyer. If your lawyer is not available during legal vacation, but the courts are sitting and you have summons, please do the needful. That's all I would say.
Okay. Now, if they have to go for new lawyers, can you imagine what will happen?
Absolutely. That is why. Yeah, that is why we say
the new lawyers will be giving time.
Yeah, the court is a reasonable court.
Almost at the same time.
You see, the court is a reasonable court. The court will appreciate the peculiar circumstances of the accused person and grant some leverage. That I recognize that you have a new lawyer. So let me give you, say, a week or two for the new lawyer to regularize his presence in the matter, get the proceedings, study it, and come back. The court will always do that.
But why must the court go on at all costs during the vacation for these cases?
The court is not going on at all costs. The presiding judge is the one who has the warrant to hear all cases. He decides that when vacation ends, my vacation as a judge is only available from about October ending to November to December. That is when others are calling regular court time. So when you deem regular court time, I am not available as a presider of the court to adjudicate the matters. So it's a judgment call.
Are these the only cases that those judges have in their courts?
I don't have the data, but it can absolutely not be correct.
Okay. But do you find that as the cases are being called, these are the only cases that are being called in those courts from the information we have? So even though they have a general warrant, like all other judges, their courts appear to be calling only oral cases and then closing for the day.
I'll be damned. Because, you see, the vacation courts don't sit for long hours. Normally, they do 3 hours. They sit from about 9, 10, 1 o'clock, they are done.
And only these cases?
No. So I am saying that I'll be damned if that is the information. I'll be damned.
The journalists who have covered,
unless
journalists who have covered have told us that they enter the court and the only case that is called is this case and then they get adjourned and the court rises.
Sometimes the journalists don't convey the truer facts. So a search, you see, as lawyers, that's what you do. You conduct a search with the registrar of the court to find out how many cases were heard on this particular day.
So it is your expectation that these courts will be hearing other cases?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much. The journalist, at least the multimedia journalist, you have a job to do. When you go to court the next time, let us know which other cases these courts are hearing.
Just go to the registrar. Yes, go to the registrar.
Okay, you don't even believe the journalists. You want
No, I'm saying the journalists should go to the registrar of the court.
Thank you.
It's easy.
Yes, should it
Manever I say PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.